Merry Christmas, Harpers! It's the last Tune Tutor of the year, and today we're going to learn the final tune that my patrons have voted on, and this is the Wexford Carol. I've just released a playthrough and the sheet music of that, so I will link that above so you can go watch it and see if you would like to learn this one. I'm going to teach you the melody by ear today, and you will need to have B levers on your harp. So we are going to be in the key of G, but we're going to be doing some lever flipping and sort of playing in and out of different modes. So you will need to have your harp tuned in at least the key of F if you don't already tune in E flat or one of those flat keys, because we will be using B natural and B flat, and we will also be using F natural and F sharp. And I'm going to walk you through just how to do those lever changes in the melody, so don't panic. Let's get started. Alright, as I said, I'm going to teach you the melody by ear today. If you would like sheet music for the full arrangement, that's linked below in the description. Also linked below are the left hand lessons, so you could also learn how to play the full arrangement by ear if you're so inclined. And again, that arrangement is for both easier and it has an intermediate verse as well. And it is playable on a small harp. My harp is 26 strings. Now let's talk about how you're going to set your levers. You want to be in the key of G, so everything's pretty much normal except this higher F. We want to leave that natural because we won't need to change it throughout the whole arrangement if we leave it natural. Otherwise, if you have it sharp, you're going to have to come flip it down, but there's no reason to. So we're just going to leave that one down. The rest of your harp will be in G, so you'll be essentially in the key of C with your F levers up. That means you're in G. That is your first phrase. And we're going to play that D with your second finger while your thumb is resting on this G. Be sure before you play that G that your second finger is on the F. So just before I play the G, I sneak my second finger on that F. That's our first phrase. Then we're going to replace. We're going to play the A all the way up to the higher D. All four fingers at once. Let's put those together. Good. And our next phrase. So this is an interesting little climb down. You want to make sure you don't do that. Don't hit that A. You're going to put first 3 fingers on this D, C, and B. And then you want to make sure you skip that A and put your thumb on the G. And your second on the D. So you have a fourth down there again. G, D. Now here, after we play this D, we're going to do a lever change. The trick to doing lever changes is to treat them exactly as you would a left hand note. So if I have a note in the left hand, I'm not going to pick and choose where I want to play it. If it's in a certain arrangement, I'm always going to play it where it's written. Same thing with the lever change. It'll be less confusing if you change it in exactly the same spot each time. So in my sheet music arrangement, I have marked each note where you want to do a lever change as a little triangle note head so that you're warned what's coming up next. So, and this one, after we play that D, either as or right after we play that D, we want to bring your left hand up and change this F to an F natural. So let's do that run down again. And you can do that at pretty much the same time as you play that D. So what I would do if you're not used to this is practice just that. Flip. Put it back and try it again. And just get used to that. Because our next phrase is going to be So 3, 2, 1, 2, and we're going to play that F natural. Now we're going to put this lever up again. And the way I like it best, it might seem like you won't have time, but you will, is I will put it right here, just as I play that first G. So what I do is I will even put my finger on that F as I'm getting ready to play it, but I'll come flip the lever first. You have 2 G's there, the time of 2 G's to get that F back up. So just practice that as well. And now we're going to leave it up and we do the exact same phrase as we had before. Here's where it changes a little bit. So before we had, now it's, we don't start with that D, we start with the B instead, even though our fingers are in the same position. 3, 2, 1, 2 goes back on B, 3 goes to G. Now we're done with the lever flipping for this section. We're just going to now play an A and 3 G's. If you can get used to playing those with different fingers, sometimes it sounds better. Now that was the whole A part. I'm going to teach you the B part now, and then we'll slowly run through the whole tune. So we just came off of this G. 3 G's. Now we're going to play 2 more, and that carries us into the B part. So we've just played, we're going to play again. We're going to use this F that we have left natural. So 2 more G's. You can maybe even try placing that thumb on the high F before you play that final G, which is why I have finger 3 there, because that's a big stretch otherwise. Your next shape is going to be a crab. If you're into shapes, it's where you have 1 finger and then skip and then the 2 fingers next to each other. Now this is where we're going to want to flip a B lever down. Just as we play that C, you can bring your B lever right next to it down to a B flat. So just practice that. Then we're going to play these 3 notes right together. So just as you play that B flat for the final time, A, B, C, B, that's when you're going to want to flip this F down. The same one we've done before. We're going to use it again. So again, you do have 2 lever changes in quick succession, so let's practice just that phrase again, the B part here. This is the end of measure 8, beginning of measure 9, if you're looking at the sheet music. B down, F down. Good. And then we're going to play this phrase, which has a triplet in it and sounds a little bit different. Now I did the fingering on this sheet music that was most comfortable for me, and that was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3. Now I know you normally play a 4th with 1 and 2, but because I had just played this G with my second, I didn't want to then snap it down here to the D as well, so I just did 1 and 3 there. You do what's comfortable for you. And that, again, you're just climbing down D to B, crossing over at the A to the G, and then another G, and then a D. If you're not used to playing triplets like that, get how that sounds in your head. And you can try emphasizing these notes. B, G. And that might help you kind of hear how it's supposed to sound. Now we're going to use this F that we just brought down. It's just these three. E, F, G, F. Just as you play that F, that's a good opportunity to bring your B back up to B natural. So just practice that. Here we are just like we were at the beginning, and we're going to flip that F up in the same spot as we've done before. So you already know this. I have my second finger on it before I even flip it. We're back to the same phrase as the beginning. And here we are. Same as before. That's the whole tune. Let's run through the whole thing slowly and I'll call out the lever changes as they come. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. F down. F up. Here's where it's different. B down, F down. B up, F up. Now here's just a quick run through for the intermediate arrangement. We're a little bit different and the lever changes sometimes come in a slightly different spot because we're doing some fancier things. So you can start same as before. I do have an ornament in there. That's just a cut from the D to the C. It's an extra D, very short. And we have our F lever down. Same as before, F lever up now. So that's different for the intermediate page. And that would be this spot. We're instead going to do and that is just some extra notes here. We're going to go back, down the C to the B. And then we're going to do a little cut on the C, from the C to the B, before we bring that G there. And here's where we're going to flip this lever down again, which we don't have in the beginner arrangement. But this, I have it here so we can go. A quick ornament there. Now you can leave those changes out for the melody if you like, but that's just how you do them. And next, we're going to leave that F down, because we changed it early now, so we don't need to change it later. Now here's a slightly different spot for the B part when we change the B lever. We're going to play those two Gs, those two extra Gs, and then you can flip that B down if you're playing this intermediate arrangement. before. I was doing a chord here, so we'll just do fingers 1 and 2, and then place this whole chord, D, G, B, and play them together. So it just adds a little something. And this is where you can bring that B up. Okay, we already have that F down, so we don't need to bring it down. And here we're back to the beginning. Flip the F up. Same as before, which we already learned. And now here is where, if you like, you can bring that F down again. So you can do that part. Then I just have us doing a tag for the ending. Or bring that little cut in there. And you don't need to mess with this lever because it's already down. We haven't changed it the whole piece. And that's the end. Thank you so much for learning this tune with me. Thank you for following me this past year, and I hope to catch you in the new year. If you would like, again, the left hand tutorials for this arrangement of mine, you can find those on Patreon, linked right up there. If you want to subscribe so you don't miss next month's video, you can click over there. And if you need some more tutorials in your life before Christmas, you can check out this playlist. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you then. Bye!